To incorporate stabilization on your XA70, press the menu button located at the rear of the camera. Touch the camera icon and then go to page number 4, which will display the 3 types of stabilization available for the XA70, if you include Off. Standard will provide the lowest amount of anti-shake or stabilization, and Dynamic will give you the max, man, but really it's not comparable to a gimbal. Let's begin our unscientific test by setting up an obstacle course in the house with stability off. Why do it in the house? Well, in Las Vegas, it's 112 degrees outside, and I'm going to hold the camera in the low position by the handle as if you were doing wildlife or nature recording. Because of the weight of the camera, this is a good way to hold it without stability because the weight of the camera keeps it a little bit steady. Let's continue our unscientific tests with the stability off, but this time carrying it in a higher upright position as if you were carrying it kind of at the shoulder level. Again, stability is still off. How does that look? Kind of bouncy. Next, let's go ahead and try standard, which is the lower of the 2 settings. And again, I'm going to hold by the grip. For comparison's sake, after this, we will keep it on standard, and I will raise it again up to shoulder level. So here we are, standard, holding the grip, which is a bit more stable, I think, than holding it at shoulder level. So let's check that out next. Here we are in standard mode, holding the camera approximately shoulder level and walking at a normal pace. How does this look? It's certainly not as good as having your camera on a gimbal, but I think it's passable. And next, we'll check out Dynamic. The Dynamic setting provides the highest degree of stabilization. So by holding it low by the grip and walking carefully in the dynamic mode, this should set the highest degree of stabilization. It's not fantastic, but this is as good as it gets. Next, let's try it holding higher at the shoulder level. Continuing in the dynamic mode, the highest standard of stabilization on the CANON XA70, but this time we're holding it at shoulder level. This is the type of stabilization you can expect when walking normally. And now let's turn the stabilization off again and run, holding the camera by the grip, slung low. Not an ideal situation, but at the shoulder will probably be worse. Let's check that out. Now, this is what we call suboptimal running with the camera held shoulder height, stabilization off. And now let's switch it back to standard stabilization, which is the lower mode, and run with the camera slung low. Here's what it looks like. Let's keep it on standard stabilization, the lowest degree of stabilization, and run holding it in the high position. And this is what it looks like. Don't do this. I can't recommend running while filming. It's not going to look good. Let's switch to dynamic, the highest degree of stability. And this time we are running with it slung low, still in the dynamic stability mode. For our last unscientific test, we are going to run with the camera held high using the dynamic stability mode in the CANON XA70. Again, don't run while filming.